Okay, I'm here live on YouTube to discuss the recent Draft2Digital situation. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Draft2Digital has decided it's going to implement fees for some of its authors. And we'll get to why that's problematic in a minute. So basically, Draft2Digital, as are other platforms and other places, being inundated with these AI spammers who are uploading their slop and giving, well, the people who work there a lot more work, a lot more problem, a lot more expense. Now, I get the fees in a general sense. They are a business. They have to make money. They have to offset costs. So fees, I am not necessarily against. And their $20 activation fee, that makes a lot of sense. It's going to deter a lot of these spammers from making 50 accounts and uploading slop after slop after slop. Because if you have $20 per account, it may, discourage you from doing that. So that one, I don't have any problems with the activation fees. I get that. I understand it. It's their maintenance fee I have an issue with. And I have an issue with it because the maintenance fee is not being slapped on all their authors. It's only being slapped on authors who make less than $100 on their site. That's per annually, I believe. And this is what pisses me off, because this is targeting low-income authors who are low-income authors because they can't afford the big marketing bucks in the first place, or they're a niche author like me, and they don't understand. They're targeting us, making our life harder, making our sales harder. And many of us don't make near that $100 mark. And that $12, it's a $12 fee. I didn't mention that. It's a $12 fee. And it's going to cut into a good chunk of what we make. And for me, at least, I don't make near $100 on wide sales. I make a lot more on Amazon. My main sales are on Amazon, but I don't want to support Amazon. Really, I have no choice in the matter. So I have always supported DTD. I have been there from the beginning. But I don't make a lot of money there on wide sales. I make closer to $20 to $30. So that $12 fee is going to cut my royalties by a quarter to a half, if I'm lucky. Because last year I made $11.16 for their payout. So I would have actually owed Draft2Digital money last year had they implemented those fees last year. So it's forcing a lot of us smaller authors to close down our accounts and start over, basically. And now I don't understand why they did this. I don't understand why they didn't make a smaller fee and put it across the board for every author, so every author could afford it. Every author would be able to absorb that cost, and they could still cover their increased expenses. Why are we being penalized? Why are the small authors being penalized? And this doesn't just affect little niche authors like me. This affects especially new authors who are just starting out wide, and they don't have traction yet. So they maybe have one, maybe two books, and they're not going to be making $100 a year on one or two books probably from the get-go, especially with wide sales. I mean, again, their sales are probably going to come off of Amazon. So this makes no sense to why they're targeting for the reasons they're giving, which is they need to offset the cost for these AI scammers. So why are they just targeting us little guys? Why aren't they putting a smaller fee across the board to offset this? And because I feel that they want us out. Because this is the message they are sending to smaller authors that make under $100. They are sending the message that we are expendable. that we are not worth the effort, and we are only good to exploit as a cash cow. That is the message they are sending. That is not an acceptable message. That is a disrespect to every author, not just the small authors, but to every author. A gross disrespect to all authors. Because it doesn't matter how much money we make, we are not expendable. So I'm done with D2D. I'm done with Draft2Digital. I will not recommend them. I may not close down my account, but I will probably be delisting all my books or deactivating all my books, because this is what you can do. You don't necessarily have to close your account. You can just delist or deactivate your books and you will not have to pay the fee. Apparently, according to them. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, because I don't trust D2D's word on anything anymore. They have, in one fell swoop, in my opinion, ruined their reputation. At least in the small part, in some small part, and maybe a large part of the author community. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of mixed reaction. And most of the people who are saying it's not going to matter are the ones who won't have to pay the fee. Big shock. Privilege has rose-colored glasses, doesn't it? Now, what can you do if you are in the situation like I am and you have to close down your account? Well, everything isn't lost. You are going to have to start over a little bit. If you want to stay wide, you can go back to Amazon and be happy on Amazon, because at least on Amazon, when they screw you over, they screw everybody over. They're not selective about it. So there's that. They're not discriminating like Draft2Digital. So, but if you want to stay wide, you can upload direct to Kobo, Barnes & Noble, and Apple and stay on the major retail platforms. You don't have to. You can still sell your books on the major retail platforms. You are going to lose the smaller ones that Draft2Digital cater to. You can also go on Google Play Books or whatever it's called. I don't know if you can get on there. And if you just have like one book and you don't want to bother with all that, you can. Publish Drive has a free option for people who have just one book and you don't want to bother juggling all three. You can upload your one book to Publish Drive and they will distribute it to the 3 major retailers. But that is just for a one book option. So if you have more than one book like me, Publish Drive is a paid service. So, and also, if you do upload to Kobo, I think it's Kobo Rights is what it's called. I believe you can still get your book into Overdrive, so you will not lose all access to libraries, shutting down your Draft2Digital account. So there's that. There's a little light at the end of this ridiculously stupid tunnel that they have given to us. Unfortunately, Smashwords is gone because it is now attached to Draft2Digital. You will no longer be able to sell on Smashwords. Also, unfortunately, the new bookshop.org option for ebooks will be gone to all of us. We will no longer have access to that as well. And as I said, all of the other retailers are gone, and as well as all of the other libraries like Hoopla, they are gone as well. So it is not a happy story. It's not a happy day for authors who cannot afford that $12 fee because we don't make enough to make it feasible. Anyone who does make enough, well, I wish you good luck with Draft2Digital, because what's to stop them from implementing even more fees and basically becoming a vanity press? Because this is the first step, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just their desperation to stop the bleeding from the AI scammers. I don't know, but I think I don't think the fees are necessarily a bad thing. I think it's but their implementation on only small income authors is what's really the problem here. It's a good idea, very, very bad implementation of that idea. It is not a fair thing they have done, and it's their right to do it. It's their business. They can do whatever they want with it, but they have ruined their reputation in a lot of authors' eyes. So whether you want to keep supporting Draft2Digital. I mean, they are stuck in a hard place, but I don't think their solution was a particularly smart one. I do think it will come back to bite them in the ass someday. And frankly, I don't care anymore. I have supported them from the outset and the get-go, and they basically stabbed me in the back. So we will be parting ways. What I will be doing, before I give you that, I also want to say the print options, because a lot of you are also using Draft2Digital's print. You have the Ingram Spark option. Now, of course, with Ingram Spark, you poor Americans in other countries have to buy your ISBNs to get onto Ingram Spark. So you might not be able to afford that. So another option is, of course, Amazon. They do have global distribution. I don't like their global distribution. I think it sucks. But lulu.com is also another option. You probably will have to price your print books a little higher than what you might like to get a decent royalty on lulu.com, but it is another option for having a free ISBN. So that's the print options to replace Draft2Digital. So what I am doing, I will be delisting a lot of my backlist that's there that came over from Smashwords immediately, or within the next week or so. I don't have to worry about paying the fee till November, so I have plenty of time to do that. I will be uploading directly to, I will be getting a Kobo Writing Life account, and I will be uploading most of my most recent books and the main novels and things to there. I will also be looking into getting a Barnes and Noble Press account as well as an Apple. I may hold off on the Apple account for a while. It seems to be a bit more complicated, and I don't sell a lot on Apple anyway. So I'll be doing that. I'll be putting the main books there. I will be slowly transitioning off Draft2Digital and onto those direct uploads. I will also be setting up, fingers crossed it works this time because I had trouble with the first install. I will be setting up a digital download on my website so you can buy directly my ebooks directly from me if I can get it to work. Yeah, for the technically challenged here a little bit. So if I get that up and running, that will be another place. Of course, I will be uploading a lot more books onto my Fourth Wall store as well as the Ko-fi store. So you can also buy them there. So I will still have my ebooks available to buy in different places. I will just not be going through Draft2Digital anymore. And the print books, most of my print books are either on Amazon or Ingram Spark now. Anyway, there's only a couple that are on Draft2Digital, and I believe both of those are also on Amazon. So I don't have any problems with the print. The other thing you have to think about is books to read. If you keep your Draft2Digital, don't close your Draft2Digital account, just delist or deactivate your books, then you shouldn't have any problem with maintaining your books to read site as is. If you want to close down your Draft2Digital site, you can still have a books to read site. I don't know if you will have to make a new one or not. I don't remember exactly what happened when I set up my books to read. It may be a separate thing. And you can just keep it as is. I'm not sure, but you'll have to look into that. But so books to read will still be available. You probably have to change all your links once you redo them for wherever you're going to be if you're leaving Draft2Digital. So that's the sad situation. Basically, the thing that bugs me the most is I see so many authors supporting Draft2Digital for this. But what really gets me is I'm wondering if Amazon had pulled a stunt like this, would they be supporting it? Because the actions are the same no matter what company is doing them. If Amazon had pulled a stunt like this, I bet every author would be outraged by it right now. But because it's Draft2Digital, they're feeling sorry for them because Draft2Digital is supposed to be the good guy, but apparently they are not. So that's my thoughts on the Draft2Digital situation. I mean, you can make your own decisions on what's best for you as an author. If you can stomach the fee or support the fee, and you don't want to be bothered by all the hassle of moving, do it. I mean, whatever. I mean, I get the Draft2Digital is in a crunch and a bind. And like I said, the fees themselves don't bother me. It's the way they implemented them. That's what really bothers me because, like I said, it feels like they want us off the platform. They want all the small, unprofitable or less than profitable authors off the platform. And what's really getting me is some of the stories that have been coming out on my posts that I've been doing on Facebook. I mean, one author said she's there because she used their anthology system. They touted this great anthology system. Come to Draft2Digital. We've got this great author splitting anthology system now, and you don't have all this hassle you will have on Amazon. And anthologies don't make a lot of money. I mean, unless you're like a big name, and with big name Jim Butcher type anthology. And yes, I use Jim Butcher because I just bought one with him in it. Um, so they don't make a lot of money. And she said she makes $25, give or take, on that anthology a year. And they're going to take half of that profit. So that's $25 split between, say, 7 or 8 authors. And now that's going to be half that split between 7 or 8 authors. So tell me that's fair. I mean, if they had just implemented, say, a $5 fee across the board, I could have swallowed a $5 fee, and they provided a lot of services. I would have been willing to swallow the $5 fee, but I'm not willing to give them a quarter to half my profits a year. I'm probably in the minority of how this will affect, but there are a small minority of authors this will affect very adversely, and it's just sad all around. I do not think it's a good idea. I do not like the way they implement it, and I think they're basically shit at the moment. So that's my thoughts. Give me your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree. I mean, there's 2 sides to the story. I mean, I get that I get that the AI is a problem. It's a big, 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 big problem there, but I don't think we should be the ones paying for the problem. Okay, so that's it for this impromptu live. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts, and that's it. Bye for now, everybody.